Did you go from dance like right into Pilates, or when did you start getting into the other exercising stuff?
So I was dancing at this studio called So Real in Houston, and that's what brought me to Houston. So I was training there in high school when I lived in Georgetown.
In Austin.
Yes. So I would drive 3 hours every weekend to go train at this place.
Wow.
Stay
It was like
with a friend.
like a hip hop.
It was like
Yeah.
it's called like an urban choreography studio. But yeah, it was a hip hop studio. And I learned so much there. Like, I'm so glad I got that training because it fully changed the way that I danced. Or the way that I still dance and like think about creating, you know. But I moved to Houston, started going to U of H, kept dancing there. Eventually I quit because it was just so much. Our rehearsals would start at 9 or 10 p.m. Because people had work. These were all adults. These weren't kids. And they would go till like midnight, 1 a.m. I had school the next morning at 8. Like, I mean, I was balancing so many things and it was just not. And then it's like the other nights, I was a freshman in college. I wanted to go party. So then every night I'm out till 2 a.m., whether it be dance practice or fun, not getting sleep.
And then it's like, for what? You're not pursuing dance anymore.
Well, and my schooling is just going down the drain, you know, for no reason. And so I quit that. And I didn't work or dance for a while. We had Pelotons in my apartment gym, so I'd do a lot of that. Just kind of like work out on my own, whatever. And then my roommates and I found this hit studio gym, like a running weights kind of place. It's called Empower Fitness Lab. It was super cool. It was like black lights. It was a fun workout class, you know what I mean? And that's where they had the curved treadmills. That's the first time I ever used those, which I loved because sprinting. Loved. I was always super quick, not long distance, but like quick running I enjoyed. And that's where I really started getting into like the Houston fitness space. Oh, I guess take it back a year. I would go to this yoga studio my freshman year of college, like every day, because it was donation based. So you could give like $3 for class.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Granted, they suggested it's like 5 to 10, but I was like, I'm going every day. Like, I'll give you $3 to $5 every single day. You know what I mean? And that was nice because it was like a decompressing, like stress reliever from all the other things or whatever. And but then I stopped going to yoga. I don't remember why. And then found the HIIT studio. Started going there. Met one of the trainers there. Was talking to her. Kind of became friends with her. She taught at Boost, the Pilates studio. So I went and took her class. And at the time they had like a intro to free class offer. And my second class, the owner was in the room, Nathan. And after class, I was talking to the instructor about like teaching dance and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is fun. No intention of working there. Like, no intention. Just, this is cool, you know? Very humbling, very challenging. And he goes, oh, well, you want to work here? And I was like, I've taken 2 classes. I don't even know what the springs are. Like, what? Are you sure? He was like, oh, yeah, I'll put some classes on your account. We'll circle back in a couple weeks. Like, you're great. And I remember going home to my roommates. I was teaching at the Audi International School. I was teaching pre-K dance there. And I was teaching at another studio down in, like, South Houston. Super overloaded with my plate. Typical, right? Like, I mean, just keep adding to it. And I remember going home to my roommates and telling one of them, I got another job, you guys. I'm gonna work at this studio. And I remember one of them looking at me, no, you're not. No, you're not. You have way too much going on. And I was like, no, like this is the next thing. I've got to do it. And they were like, you've got to drop something off your plate then. And I was like, nope, I think I can do it all. And so, you know, typical me, go for it. And I remember I had no idea what I was doing. We had like 1 weekend of training. I took 45 classes in 30 days. So I could get like a crash course on Pilates. And yeah, and then I had a weekend of training. I created a routine. I taught it to my friends and family one time, and then they put me on the schedule. And I was like, no one's going to take my class. I'm just turned 19 years old. I look like I don't do fitness. I don't know what I'm talking about. Haven't even been a client here. No one knows who I am. Because most of our instructors come from our client base. Mm. And I just was like, but they said I could, so here I am. Good pay for a 19-year-old, you know? And I'm so glad I did, because down the path.
So you haven't had really any gap in exercise or health or anything?
No.
Like you've just always kind of done something to exercise or be healthy?
Yep. And I guess throughout that time, after teaching at Boost for a little bit, the girl that I'd connected with from the HIIT studio to Boost, she worked with a personal trainer also, like went and worked out with a personal trainer. And I started going to see him. And that's when I got into like weightlifting. Because that was the first time I ever like picked up dumbbells in my life.
And that was the trainer in the garage.
Yes. Which he has his own gym now. So that's pretty cool. It wasn't a garage. It was like a mini warehouse.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But I worked with him for a while. And then actually later down the line, I started working with his athletes on the Reformer, doing Pilates with them. So that was really cool. And I still occasionally do. He'll message me about like getting a group of football guys in. But yeah.
Do you think it's because of your dad that you just have always exercised and whatever? Because most people don't just continue to exercise and be in it, like even all the different things that you've done.
Yeah.
People will they'll stop doing dance. They'll stop doing the sports they did in high school,
Right.
the activity they did in high school, and then it's just like, oh, I'm working and doing whatever.
I think I'm afraid of quitting. I'm so afraid of quitting anything in life. Like, I don't want to be a quitter. So I think for me, it was like, let me fill the gap of dance with something else.
It has to be active and
Something. Yeah. Because I don't want to feel like I ended that.
Were you
That's so deep, but I think that's truly what it is.
Were you seeing dancing as your activity? So then you're like, well, I have to replace activity? Or was it just like, I have to replace an item in my day or my schedule?
I think
Like, is the
activity, I
quitting-
think enjoyment, like hobby, that was my like hobby.
Okay.
And I think it's funny because a lot of people are like, well, what do you do for fun? And like, I work out. Like, I genuinely love working out. And I think that some people are like, that's not your hobby. And it's like, no, it definitely is. Like, I go run for fun. Yeah, I'm training for a marathon right now, but like, I'm going to continue that for fun more so than for the benefits of it. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Also, you don't run that many miles a week, like, just to do it. You've got to enjoy it.
Or have a goal that you're willing to just push for.
because it's like, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it for that long.
Sure.
It's a very long form of exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or not enough to be like, after I'm going to keep doing it.
Right.
I can see people pushing for it just because of the goal.
Yeah.
But then to not have any plan of keeping up with it.
But yeah, I think my parents, I mean, growing up, we were in all kinds of sports. We water skied. My mom did triathlons when I was a kid. My dad's always been just super into health and wellness. And yeah, my brother did all kinds of sports. I quit sports when I was in 8th grade to do dance only. And
You lasted that, like, you did other stuff for that long?
I was playing like club basketball. When you say I wasn't good at basketball.
yeah,
Club
I just
basketball.
don't believe it.
Yeah, well, you can ask my mom. She's my biggest fan.
Yeah.
No, she was so upset that I quit. She would go to my friends' games. Like, I wouldn't be playing. She would still go.
Just be like, oh, I wish Abby was here.
Yeah, because she's like, I can't yell at a dance competition like I can at a basketball game.
Was she still, I guess, like, because I feel like she's really into you dancing. Is it just like whatever you were doing she likes?
Yeah, I think she probably had bigger dreams for herself with like dance or sports.
Sure.
And she grew up in such a small town. Like, her graduating class was like 50 people.
Oh, sure.
You know, and then she went to UT. So like a big change, right? Where she was the star, probably athlete in her high school, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes to UT and it's a huge group of people. It's like, who am I? You know, I'm not that person, whatever. But I think she just like loves sports. I mean, to this day, like, she'll just turn on sports and get into it. Like, stand up and yell at the TV kind of thing. Like, very into, I mean, Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Friday night, football on the TV. Like,
and because of her, not your dad.
And like I knew the song that Carrie Underwood would sing. I would like walk out, do my little dance in front of the TV to that song with my little Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit on. And I was like, I'm gonna give y'all a show because I don't care about the football. It's like 7 years old. Yeah, but I think that, and I mean, I don't know. They just always like raised us to enjoy movement, I guess.
Yeah,
well, I think that's always such a standard part of our like I mean, they would go on these crazy long bike rides and they'd have me and the little like kid bike behind them that would like kind of pull me, but I would also be biking at the same time, like from a very young age. That was our family thing. We'd go on walks, or we'd go on bike rides, or we'd go water skiing, or we'd go snow skiing. Yeah, like it was always something activity based. It was never like, we rarely ever would just like go to the movies or like go to dinner. That like we never ate out. Like that was not our family time. Our family time was like, we're gonna go do an activity together. Yeah. Which I guess I'm really grateful for, because it has like kind of empowered me to keep going in fitness when a lot of college students just don't.
Well, it's something that you didn't really have to search out, or like, is this something that I should care about? Yeah. It's like your baseline is so much higher than most people's regular, that you're like, well, why would I not be finding something active? And to where they have related it to fun things. Yeah. To where it's like, it's not just, well, we just go and work out and that's what we do. Like, you go on walks, you go on vacations that involve activity. Yeah. That you are searching out fun within activity. Not, well, I'm just going to work out and I'm going to do it in this way because that's what. Yeah. And when I think about my parents now, I mean, even all their vacations they go on, I mean, they're going on hikes, they're going to all these different national parks. Like, that's what they want to go do. They don't want to. They're not going to go to a beach and just lay down. No. Yeah.